We're streaming.
Macaroni.
I have to be really close to this still.
We're streaming. No, you don't.
Yes.
I hear you from there, but you're like cutting in and out.
See, that's what I'm telling you. But I have to be over here.
That's too loud.
I was wondering what would break first. Your spirit or your body?
Both.
No, stay up there. I don't want you to be sassy.
Alright, so we've got the thing, we've got the generator, we've got the chat, we've got...
We've got.
We've got. You ready?
Yeah.
You ready, boys and girls?
Girls and boys and boys and girls. I don't know if it house dance and twirl.
What's this mean?
Controversial. Like, people wouldn't agree with you.
What's the controversial opinion you have?
I can't.
Why? You have to.
Facial hair isn't real.
Like it doesn't exist at all?
It doesn't exist.
It's a made-up concept.
Yeah, even though I have it. It just happened.
Okay.
My face did that. It's not facial hair.
My face just did that. My face just did that, you know? Like, people are born with hair on top of their head. Why aren't they born with hair on the front of their head?
I know, right? That's like what I've been thinking. Like, your hair, you get facial hair. Why does it have to be facial? Why just can't it be hair?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Stop dying.
You made her laugh with vape juice in her throat.
We have one viewer and I feel bad for them at the moment.
How you doing, one viewer?
What's up?
Do you think facial hair is real?
Do you think facial hair is real?
Because I don't. Why does it have to be called facial hair if it's on the same part of your body as your hair?
I know, right?
Because it's on your face.
Yeah, but
part of your
your
head.
hair is kind of your face.
I mean, it's part of your head.
It is. It's part of your head. I'm waiting for the chat.
Why are like crotch hairs called pubic?
Mm-hmm. What would you like to say, one viewer?
We need a new topic. This one sucks.
We do need a new topic. So, since you just joined, we're going through this topic generator and seeing what we get and randomly talking about it. Do you prefer fiction over nonfiction books?
I prefer fiction.
Why?
Because the real world sucks in real life, and I'm living it. Why would I want to read about it in my free time?
I want to die and do nonfiction things.
Yeah, I'd rather read about the world I'm not in.
Me too. I like reading about the dark shit that happens in those books, like somebody getting completely fucked over.
Something wrong with you?
Possibly.
Me too. Oh, I smacked my mind.
You say mind or Mike?
Both. What's your favorite number? Why?
5150, because that's the police code for mentally disturbed.
My favorite number is 7.
Lucky 7.
My favorite number is, Alright, next topic. Would you rather be rich and never find your true love, or poor and find true love?
Well, I'm already poor, and I already found the person I'm... Yeah. So, poor and find true love.
Why?
Because money can't buy happiness.
But it can.
Not a happy penis.
They say money can't buy happiness, but money can buy me a trampoline park. Am I wrong? If they say money can't buy happiness, but if I buy something and it makes me happy, I buy happiness.
Hey, Kylie, can I buy you?
Yes.
How much?
$1.
I don't have
Dollar.
that.
I'm physically unstable.
That's why the Demogorgon's gonna eat my ass.
This isn't the time for Stranger Things.
You can buy me, Kylie.
Oh. It can
For
buy
how
me a
much?
truck to pull it.
You're mentally yeah. Looking at me. That's the payment.
If you had an intro song that played every time you walked into a room, what would it be? That's it?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird. What about you, Daniel?
That's it.
Fuck her gently. By Tenacious D.
I hate you both.
You gotta keep the mic in front of your face, Danny.
Fine. Fuck her gently by Tenacious D.
Every time you turn, it's just.
Yeah, I kind of have to look at Kylie to be able to be. Oh, hi. How you doing? You always grab your people's mics like that.
Yeah, should we do another topic?
Grab his mic and twist it.
Drive his mic and twist it. Let's do another
Did you
topic.
say drive his mic and twist
Drive,
it?
drive his mic and twist it. Is it better to live where there are 4 seasons or where 1 season takes up most of the year?
Well, it depends on what season that is. It takes up most of the year.
It depends, you know.
If it's winter, then absolutely not.
Yeah, I fucking hate winter.
Why? I
If
already
it was
heard
like
that
spring,
in all of my ear.
if it was spring, summer, or fall, I could deal with it. But if it was like winter all year round,
I
I'd
would
off
die.
myself.
Why?
Because what is making that ringing noise?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I don't know, your headphones made a weird noise. It did that like high pitch, like only dogs can hear it type shit, and that hurt.
I
Sorry,
didn't hear
I
it.
farted.
Well, while Kylie's having ear problems and will probably die in the next 48 hours, let's make a new topic. Do you prefer summer or winter activities?
We just answered this.
Summer.
Do you?
Do you?
Summer. What do you do on your last vacation?
I don't know. We don't really go on vacation.
No, but like on your last one, like you're about to die and you go on vacation. What
No,
do
it
you
said,
do?
what did you do on your last vacation? Like, what did you...
Oh, our last vacation was tall timber.
Oh, yeah. So, swam, I guess.
We swam and we
Zip
swam
line.
and we swam and we zip lined like
We zip
40.
lined. Fish and-
For my last vacation, I came here.
Yeah. Moved to Ohio.
What do you wish your phone could do?
I wish my phone would let me
Die.
die off myself. I wish my phone would let me kill people. Actually, no. You know what? I wish I had that phone from that movie that you used to watch all the time with Ross Lynch, where he could just like post a status.
Oh, status update?
Status update, yeah, and he could be like, he posted like a status that was like, I can sing like this dude from like Queen or whatever, and then he could, and like, I don't know, shit came true.
Yeah,
Whatever he
there was
posted
this
on his
app.
status, yeah.
There was an app called Universe,
Oh,
and whatever he posted on it came true.
what I
yeah,
wish.
and it was amazing. I wish my phone could do
I wish my phone could tell me whenever my girlfriend's turned on.
that. I can do that.
It
But
has
you're not a phone.
Okay.
it has a
I don't
certain
have to be a phone for. I can just tell you.
it has a
Are you
certain
turned on?
it has a certain sound, like a notification, just bring. You're just like, she's horny.
I'll be like, I'm on my way. Send message
Yeah,
to
that
babes.
That sound is me going, Daniel, get up here.
Take Daniel, grab my hand.
New topic.
I'll walk you up the stairs.
What was the biggest thing you have ever won?
Daniel's
My
penis.
Kylie's boobs.
My
Let's
little
not-
brother's in the room.
Let's not talk about that on twitch.tv/. What was the worst?
No, I'm not doing that.
What was the
Skip
worst book you had to read for school?
All of them.
all of them.
How about the best book you had to read for school?
The dictionary.
Midsummer Night's Dream.
Read
hate
the
it.
Bible.
Yeah. Hey, bro, my girl came over and we totally read the Bible. What do you think the next big technology advance will be?
They're gonna put wires in our brains and make us better at everything.
Penis enlargement.
I heard you whisper that in the nothingnesses of my ear. Who would be the worst person to be stuck in an elevator with?
Donald J. Trump.
True. What about the best person are you stuck in an elevator with?
Johnny Depp or Ryan Reynolds. I'd suck that fucker off.
Is cereal soup?
Next topic. What'd you do on your most recent birthday?
Got pregnant.
I went to Sky Zone.
I don't celebrate my birthday. And Kylie hates that.
Danny doesn't birthday, apparently.
Your mom's making me this year, apparently.
My mom shouldn't make you. Your mom already did that.
No. I told my mom I'm just not celebrating it. She's like, okay.
Okay. New topic?
These suck.
No, they don't.
Yes, they
What movie scene choked you up the most?
do.
Crimes of the Future.
Oh, I hated
was
that
that?
movie. Oh my god, that was mine and Danny's first date. We went and saw Crimes of the Future, and it was so weird. It was creepy as fuck.
They got they got turned on from like cutting each other open. And like they would generate new organs and register them and try to figure out what these organs did. But they wouldn't keep them in their bodies because they were scared that it would like kill them. But it turns out those organs were being generated for their bodies to be able to get rid of the plastic pollution that they were generating all the time. So, like, towards the end of the movie, this guy who was, like, dying because he kept on taking out the organs that he was generating finally let his organs, like, grow.
Like, take over.
And
And
then-
started eating plastic,
Yeah.
just like the rest of them.
And then the movie just cut off as he took a bite out of this plastic
No, but,
chocolate
like,
bar.
it was, like, based in, like, the future where humans don't feel pain anymore. And they were, like, evolving into, like, next-level humans. And that's why their organs were just showing up out of fucking nowhere. And there were, like, these set of people that let it happen and started, like, eating plastic and shit. And it was, like, they were, like, outcasts. People hated them. And, like, they were trying to kill all of these people that were, like, eating plastic. They would also tattoo their organs, dude.
Tattoo?
And it was
Yeah,
considered
it was weird.
art.
It was considered, like, art to, like, tattoo their new organs. And...
And it was before they got out. It was before they took the organs out of their body. They would tattoo them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'd take it out, put it in a jar, register the motherfucker, and be like, "Look at that! I have art on my third titty."
That's a bit gross.
Yeah, it was nasty. And it was like a turn on for them. Like, people would go to shows like that where they would cut people open and take their organs out, and they would, like,
And
it's weird.
all the technology kind of looked like Alien versus Predator type shit too. Like everything looked like it was an alien. Like they had beds that moved because it would move him in the way he needed to be at that moment in time. And it was weird. It looked like a fucking alien was like sucked to his body because he had like these things in his arms and shit like that.
Yeah, it was weird.
It looked
Yeah,
like
I hated
tentacles.
that movie. It was so bad.
I
But
kind of
I
liked
mean, once
it.
once Daniel, like, explained it to me, it made sense. Because when the movie ended, I was like, what the fuck was that? Like, I have no idea why. Like, what did that mean? What did that do for the story or whatever? And so fucking Daniel explained it to me and was like, oh, he finally let his organs, like, take over, and now they're gonna save the planet because they're gonna eat all the plastic pollution and it won't be polluted anymore. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it. That's kind of cool.
And I found that out half asleep through the entire movie.
I found that out when I wanted to leave.
Mm-hmm. Danny falls asleep at, like, every horror movie, but it's fine.
Because he sucks.
Scary movies are calming.
How do clothes change how the opposite sex views a person?
Hot.
I don't know. Like, it changes how hot they think you are.
Honestly, I
Lame.
think my girlfriend's hotter with no clothes on, but you know.
Oh god. New
But, like-
topic. What is something that really annoys you but doesn't bother most people?
Repeating myself. If you like people saying what to me for some reason will make like me get very angry. Like my mom will say what literally like 37 times after me saying one sentence
What?
And- like that. But my mom would be like, "Oh, it just didn't register." I'm like, "I understand that, but 37 times the same sentence, okay."
Kylie, what about you?
My little brother.
Yeah, you don't bother me.
Yeah. You don't bother most people. But you know the fuck out of me.
Do you play any sports? No.
Fuck no.
No.
What kind of
I was a
interior?
cheerleader for like 9 years.
Uh,
A
what
hot
ki-
one.
What kind of interior do you like a restaurant to have?
Purple.
Honestly, if I were
Purple.
to build my own restaurant, like I'd make it like dark and I like the fucking hole in the wall restaurants. Like I went to New York City, and there was a restaurant like in the back of this alley that we went to, and it was like you walk down this alley and it was like dark and dingy and gross and like it looked scary, and then you like walked out into like the restaurant, and they had like an entire glass ceiling, like all of it was glass, and there were like the white like Christmas lights hanging everywhere, like it was beautiful. And I was like, that's kind of cool, like dark and like dingy and in the back of this fucking alley, and you think you're about to get fucking kidnapped, and then you walk into like this beautiful looking restaurant with all kinds of like skylight and stuff.
I kind of want one that looks like a house too. That would like it just looks
Oh
like a
yeah,
like somebody lived there.
yeah.
Be like, Grandma, make me dinner. There's a place like that in near us. Can't really say where because we're on live, but it's called Patty's Place.
Oh.
I
That's
think
near us.
yeah, very very near you. Like
I heard that.
damn it.
Okay, next topic.
Would you eat at a restaurant that was really dirty if the food was amazing?
Probably not, because it might taste good, but there could be like rat shit in it. If it's dirty, then there's insects, there's animals. I'm not okay with that. I'm good, thanks.
But what if it's dirty, but they have really good inspectors?
Then they would be closed down.
Yeah, then they would be closed down if they're dirty.
Dirty, but they had really good Terminators.
Well, Terminators don't exist because
Mhm.
that's a movie, and Ronald Schwarzenegger wouldn't be at any dirty restaurant.
No. Gosh. Sarah Connors is a legend.
You know, this is a legend?
Okay.
If you were in the Olympics, what sport would you play?
I want to do what's the one where what is that called? Where they run up with the big ass stick?
Oh, pole vaulting.
Oh, pole vaulting. Yes, that looks like so much fun. Honestly, like who would not want to just like fly for a quick sec?
What I would want to do is yeah, that one thing, flying trapeze. I want to be able to fall to my death at any moment.
Oh, the
Me
trapeze.
too.
The trapeze does look fun, but like also, I'd probably be very good at pole vaulting only because like I'm tiny and um very light, so I could probably
You admitted it. Finally.
lighter than most people. I'm still heavy.
No, you're not.
Perfect.
I hate you.
Well, it's just background music.
Not you. I'm Daniel. Lighter than most people in the Olympics.
Lighter than most people in general.
No, go out of my face.
Next topic. What's your favorite
Cuisine.
or food of type?
Chinese.
I kind of have two because I'm from Texas, so Mexican food and Chinese food. I love tamales.
I love Chinese food.
Tamales, enchiladas, the works like that. Spicy shit.
Good shit, bro.
I could literally eat jalapeno poppers until I shit my pants. I almost did the one day your sister made them.
What technology from a science fiction movie would you like to have?
Extendo penis.
Oh, the bikes from The Giver.
That would be cool. I'd like Gogo Sanchez ski shoes.
Ski shoes.
I would like all the technology from Spy Kids.
Oh yeah.
World's smallest camera.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
What is the silliest fear you have?
Oh.
I
God.
hate ladders.
Like heights or the ladder?
The ladder in general. Like, I'm fine if I'm up somewhere high, but on a ladder, it could easily just either slide from the bottom or tilt backwards.
See, I get that one, but that's not what I feel like is my weirdest fear. I have a huge fear of just being underwater. Like, it greatly reduces how long I can hold my breath and everything. Like, I'll go underwater. I can, like, maximum hold my breath underwater for, like, 10 seconds because I start to freak out.
Like, even in a pool.
Yeah.
He was doing that at Grandma's house. He was like, I don't want to go underwater. And people were like, oh, but I'm going to dunk him. And I was like, stop fucking dunking him. He doesn't like being underwater.
Dunking is fine. It's just, like, the process of being under the water longer than, like, a dunk scares the shit out of me.
I don't like the ocean.
That's
why, I mean, I guess it's not, like, a silly fear, because a lot of people have it. But, like, I get told all the time that it's silly. Because, like, I won't swim in, like, a lake if I can't touch. Because then I'm like, I don't know what's below me. And they're like regular fish. They're not going to hurt you. And I'm like, God, it doesn't matter to me. Like...
I'm agoraphobic.
What's that mean?
It's the fear of, like, really open. Like, if you're underwater, like, really deep down, and it's just deep, dark down.
Yeah, I hate that.
Big.
Like, I will swim. I will not swim in water that I can't touch in. But, like, if it's clear, I'm fine. If I can see to the bottom, I'm perfectly fine. But if I can't see what's below me, I can't do it. Like, I start having a panic attack. I swear to God, if I'll drown. Like, because I can't. We went to, whenever we went to Tall Timbers, and we had to, like, swim out to the inflatables in the water, I had to have, like, somebody carry me. Like, I had to have Dakota, like, I would, like, hang onto his back, and he would swim out to the inflatable, and then he'd, like, put me on it. And I had to, like, keep my feet wrapped around him, because if I put my feet down, I started freaking out. Like, I had to just, like, fucking hold him and be like, get me there, please.
I can't swim very far.
Whenever Kylie would swim to it, she'd just, like, bolt for it.
Yeah, but then that, like, freaks me out, because, like, you know that feeling, like, whenever you're like, running, you get, like, that weird feeling that, like, something's chasing you.
Mm.
That's what it, like, made me feel. Whenever I would try to, like, bolt out to it and, like, swim as fast as I could, I'd be like, oh, there's something coming for me, and I'd try and swim as fast as I could, and I'd start panicking all over again. It was not fun.
This one viewer's been very...
It might be a bot. He's going to tell you, would you like to buy followers?
It's a bot.
I probably would have done it already. He's been here for the last 20 minutes.
No, they wait. They wait a while. On my stream, they'll wait like an hour sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll be like 0 viewers after like 20 minutes, and then one will come in an hour and 20 minutes. I'll get like something like, hey, would you like to buy followers? Use this link.
Yeah.
If you are that bot, leave now.
Get out!
I'll make really loud noises to make you leave.
If you were a king/queen, what would your throne look like?
A golden dick.
Mine would just look like
and I'd sit on the balls.
Honestly, I'd probably just have, like, one like you'd see from, like, the movies. Where it's just, like, gold and has, like, the red, like, seat and shit like that. I always thought those looked sick.
I'd be, like, the really weird king. I wrote a book and about something like that, and the throne was a dick. So, it's called The Original Tide of Pod. It's basically a huge meme. It's great. I'll read it to you one time. It has 7 chapters so far.
You're gonna read it to me?
Yeah, I'll read it to you.
Bedtime story tonight?
I'm not gay. I just like reading my homies' bedtime stories.
What's your favorite? Who's your favorite entertainer? Comedian, musician, actor, etc.
The Demogorgon.
That's not an entertainer.
He's so funny. I love when he eats Barbara's ass.
Spoiler!
For $69.69, you can have 4 piles of Barbara.
For $69.69, you can have 5 for 5 the Outback Steakhouse.
Favorite actor? Johnny Depp.
Oh, for
no.
sure.
Johnny Depp or Hugh Jackman. Favorite comedian? Jeff Dunham. What was the other one? Musician? Obviously Jack Black.
Honestly, comedian, Kevin Hart. Or Cat Williams.
Wouldn't Jack Black be all 3 of those, though?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah,
I like
he's a
his
comedian,
music.
musician, and actor, yeah.
I like his music, though.
Yeah. Favorite comedians, like Kevin Hart or, Cat Williams. I love Cat Williams.
What about that one guy? His middle name is
Bo Burnham? I love Bo Burnham, too.
Christiella.
Christiella's good. I've only ever seen, like, 2 of his movies, though. But he is really good. Musician?
Me.
I don't really have one because I don't listen to like one band. You know what I mean? I listen to a lot of songs by like a lot of different people. It's more about the song than the band for me. I think like the bands that I listen to, like most of their songs is like Falling in Reverse. But Ronnie Radke is an asshole, so I won't pick him as my favorite musician because he's like an asshole in person. I think that's about it. Like I have a lot of their songs, but like I don't have like a favorite person to listen to. I have favorite songs and shit.
You didn't say yours. Yeah.
Queer.
My favorite actor. I don't know. Do you prefer? What's your favorite song of all time?
Stacy's mom.
Stacy's mom.
Fuck her gently.
That was really loud.
By Tenacious D.
Stacy, mom, fuck. I did. Wait, no. I meant to say Stacy's mom, fuck her gently. Stacy's mom, fuck.
He said Stacy's mom, fuck.
It's like Yoda. Fuck, she does.
Message from the dark side, I see.
Clap my little green ass cheeks you want
Or fuck
to.
gently, I see.
Clap these little green ass cheeks you want to. Brought protection, I did. Parents aren't home, mine.
What's the best pair of shoes you've ever owned? Why were they so good?
I have a pair of Etrenys. I actually have no idea how to pronounce them. They're like Etrenys, your sister. Yeah, they're black.
Like
and
me?
yeah, they were purple. And they were like one of the fat tongue high tops. Those were my favorite shoes.
You do have a fat tongue.
You want to test it out later?
Sure. No. Next topic. What are some good and bad things about the education system in your country?
It's all bad.
Yeah, it's all bad.
It's all
there
bad.
are no good things.
Don't listen to anyone. Next topic. What was your first smartphone? How did you feel when you got it?
I don't know what mine was, to be honest with you.
My first smartphone was when I was 10.
That's not true. Because my family had the rule you didn't get a smartphone until you were 10. Before it was like a flip phone or a flip phone of some sort. And we were always mad because Steven got his sooner than 10. So I know.
I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I got a watch that I could call people on. That's it.
No, and then you got a smartphone at the age of like 8.
No,
We were pissed about it.
No, that was after my watch because I got my watch when I turned 9 for my birthday. And then right before I turned 10, I got Dad's phone. And you were mad about it because they bought you a new phone.
No, you were like 8 and you got a smartphone. I remember it because me and Madison were so mad. We were like, we had to wait until we were 10. Like, what?
Dude,
I'm just cooler.
No, it's because you're the baby.
I was so jealous of my sister because my sister got her phone when she was 10. And I didn't get mine until I was 13.
Ooh.
I got a fucking Motorola. It was so shitty. Like, I downloaded one game, and it literally took like 20 minutes to load anything with one game that was 5 megabytes.
When was the last time you had a food fight?
Never.
Never.
Wait, no, I did throw a french fry at somebody at the McDonald's. They were not very happy about it. It was an old man, and he just like looked at me like...
What's the fanciest restaurant you have eaten at?
Oh,
Applebee's.
Have you ever been to a fancy restaurant?
I
Probably
mean,
the one in New York City that I was talking about. That's probably like the fanciest because it was like in fucking downtown New York City.
I don't know if I've ever been to a fancy restaurant. I think I've just been to a local restaurant.
I've been to On the Border. That's like the fanciest restaurant I've been to.
I don't know what that is.
On the Border is... You ever seen the On the Border tortilla chips at Walmart?
No.
You ever seen them? It's like a really big Mexican restaurant. They have really good food. I was in Texas, and my grandparents, since they are very happy that they have a lot of money, they took they took me to a whole bunch of restaurants, knowing I would like them. And one of those places was on the border, where I ate 37 jalapeno poppers, 2 California burritos. What else did I eat?
2 turtle dogs.
A whole, basically, a huge bowl of nachos that was like the size of my fucking like stomach, like my whole stomach. And I ate all of that, and I went out to the parking lot, and I was like, oh, my stomach hurts. Tried to burp. That was no burp. Fucking it looked.
Projectile vomited all over the fucking parking lot.
Not on the parking lot, on the car. And it wasn't a car, it was a truck, and it hit the bed of the truck and splattered and hit me on the chest. It was great. I felt
in
happy.
the parking lot, on the parking lot.
They needed a new parking lot afterward.
No.
Are you a very organized person, Dave?
Fuck no.
No.
Have you seen my... Oh, wait, no, you haven't been to my house yet. Well, actually, yes, I am organized until my sister comes to spend the night. And
I'm organized with everything but my room.
I'm organized with everything but my sister.
If you go to school, all my stuff's organized. If you go to my Minecraft server, everything in my chest is organized.
If you go to my my God of War server, my Red Dead Redemption is organized.
Will technology save the human race or destroy it?
Both.
Probably destroy it, and we deserve it, to be honest.
We deserve it. Pollution.
I mean,
I feel like Corona was just God's payback for polluting.
it's one of the new plagues. Did you smell that?
Yes, I did, and I heard it. What was or is your least favorite subject? In
Science.
school?
English. I loved science. I loved math, and I fucking love history.
I loved English, math, and history. I hated science. I just never understood it.
I was so good at it.
Like, none of my teachers ever cared to, like, actually explain shit to us in, like, a way that we understood, except for Mr. Como.
My
And he's who
favorite.
made me, like, love silence.
I like
Science.
He doesn't teach as well as he did now.
Yeah. Mr. Como was my favorite teacher. Like, everything he would talk about, he would, like, compare it to something, like, that we knew about. You know what I mean?
He doesn't now.
And then, I had Mrs. Wright my junior year, I think? No, sophomore year, something like that.
Are you talking about like when he shows you like a physical like thing about
No. Like, he would say something, and he would be like, if you think about it, like, this... You can think about it in a way that, like, works with football, or social media, or, like, something like that. He'd compare it, what we were learning, to something we knew about in real life. And so, like, that helped me understand it a lot.
He doesn't do that anymore.
And then I had Mrs. Wright, the one who has the support dog, the golden retriever, Teddy. You'll probably see her when you get to the high school. You'll see a golden retriever just walking around the high school, and she is the nicest dog. Her name's Teddy. And it's because Mrs. Wright is, like, diabetic, and Teddy will alert her when her sugar gets too low and shit like that. Like, she wakes her up in the middle of the night and shit to alert her when her sugar gets too low or too high.
I wanted one of those. I heard about those. Dogs can smell the difference in your saliva, because whenever your blood sugar goes high and low, it makes your saliva change consistency and all that stuff. Like, if a diabetic's blood sugar is high, their saliva smells more fruity and sweet.
Gay?
Yeah.
If
So,
your
yeah.
blood sugar goes too high, you're gay in your mouth.
And if, like, your saliva will go, like, smell acidic, too, if your blood sugar is too high.
But yeah, she brought that dog to school with her every day. And she would just walk around the classroom while we were learning, whatever. She'd pick different students and just, like, sit under their desk for the day. And we'd just lay there, and you could pet her all day. It was fucking sick. Plus, Miss Wright was just a really good person herself. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't love her just for the dog, but, like, she was very supportive. I was, like, failing her class so bad, and she was like, hey, if you study real hard and you pass the next, like, 3 tests, I'll give you $20. And I was like, okay. And she gave me $20. Like, it was sick. And whenever I was in her class when me and Andrew broke up the first time, like really bad. And you know how like he listens to Queen all the time. He loves Queen. Well, whenever we were working on stuff like by ourselves, she would play music, and she let the kids pick the music.
Why?
And somebody put Queen on, and I just walked over and was like, "Hey, do you mind if we put something else on? Because I, just got out of a relationship. I'm in, not the best place right now." And he listened to Queen all the time, and just listening to it makes me upset. And every time after that, for the rest of the year that somebody put Queen on, she made him turn it off. She was like, "Hey, can you change this?" And they were like, "Oh, but why? It's a good song." And she was like, I'm not a big fan." And they were like, "Oh, okay." And like, she never told them why, but she would like look at me and just kind of like give me like a little smile, like, "It's handled," She was really nice. She was an amazing person.
I have an itch. I don't want to itch.
Where's that itch at? I'll itch it for you.
Next topic. Huh?
These topics suck.
I know. Have you ever saved an animal's life?
Yes.
How?
Should I tell that story?
Why not?
I mean, it was like 2 years ago now, so like.
Yeah.
Wow. I got shit-faced drunk, and got so drunk that I blacked out. And in the process of being blacked out, the cops were called on me because my dogs got into a huge fight. Like, tried to kill each other. And my drunk ass, 3 separate times, jumped in the middle of said fight and put my fingies in dog's mouth and pried their fucking mouths open. And threw one dog in my bedroom like a fucking baseball, and threw the other one, and held the other one in my arms while I had one dog in the cage. And the cops were in there standing next to me while I was holding one of my dogs named Baby, and Scooby was in his cage. And while I was talking to them, Scooby got out of his cage again and started attacking the dog again. My drunk ass, these 2 cops hid in my fucking room, locked themselves in there, while I was separating 2 dogs by myself while 2 kids were sleeping.
I was single-handedly wrestling these dogs.
Yes, and Scooby's pretty big. Baby was even bigger.
Actually, weren't dogs; they were alligators in the cop's head. So I had to separate them.
Oh yeah.
I was the real hero.
And I don't remember doing any of it. I woke up in the hospital without a hangover. And my fingers were completely fucking mangled. Like, my fingers were black and blue. I lost my fingernails.
And that is why Daniel's mom hated us for a long time.
Yes. And I was a complete and total badass while drunk.
Alright, the second part of the question is have you ever saved a person's life?
Yes.
I have. How?
I've saved a baby.
Oh, how?
I was, I forget who it was. They were having their, I think it was Megan. Her birthday one year, they decided to rent a hotel room for, a weekend. And, she invited her friends, and we all stayed in this hotel for a weekend. And, we went to the pool, right, in this hotel. They had a pool and a hot tub. And the other girls, whatever, they were swimming in the pool. I was in the hot tub because I had a pretty crazy home life, as you can see, as you know. You know what I mean? Kids all the time and stuff. So I was like, I'm going to relax for this weekend. I'm going to chill. And so I was chilling in the hot tub, and I had, a rag, over my eyes, and I, had my head back. And all of a sudden, I heard this splash. And so, I thought one of the girls had gotten into the hot tub with me. And so I, sit up, and I take this rag off, and there's a baby at the bottom of the hot tub. They had fallen into the hot tub. And I just picked them up and fucking yanked them out of the water. And, was like, there's a baby here. And, whoever, this lady and her husband, turned. And they were like, oh my God! And they ran over. Baby was crying and shit. And so they were like, you saved her! Whatever can we do? And I was like, just, make sure she's alright. Can I get back to chilling? This is my weekend to not worry about kids. So, I saved hers. I'm gonna go back to chilling. They were like, okay, thanks.
I'm gonna go back to chilling, but... $20 bucks? I saved my best friend's life once.
Explain.
Why?
You can't just.
So, my friend Logan the Bind, he is epilepsy. He was having a seizure in the middle of lunch in elementary school, and he was sitting beside me, right? And me and my friend Zach caught Logan before he fell back and hit his head on the floor and went pow 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 pow. And then he caught him, and I ran to the nurse's office, and it's like, hey, Logan's having a seizure, and he's on the floor, and he's shaking in his seizure. That's how that works. And then everyone ran into the lunchroom, and Logan was surrounded by medical people, and they got him in an ambulance.
Oh, nice. My brother is.
At least he didn't
completely
crack his
stupid.
head open.
Yeah? How'd you save your brother?
My brother, so you know that pizza shop that's like right down the street from my house? My brother, for some reason, thought he didn't need to look both ways before crossing the street. This was less than 2 years ago.
Mm.
And he goes running out in the middle of the street, and my house goes uphill, so you can't see over the hill. But I was waiting. I was like, I'm gonna wait a couple of seconds before going across the street. My brother's like, hell no, we're going now, and starts bolting across the street. Big ass truck comes over the hill, and my hip, like, we're almost to the top of said hill. So the car is like feet away from him, and I grabbed his arm as I saw the truck and yanked him back. My brother, like, is almost touched the truck with his hand by the time I got him out of the road. And my brother was like, why'd you do that? And I was like, because you're fucking stupid. I was like, you didn't look both ways. And he's like starting to cry and shit. He's like, I didn't know. And I was like, you're 10. You should know to look both ways.
Didn't you save Kylie once from a truck? You're at a restaurant or something and she passed out in the parking lot?
No.
Or was that Luke?
Oh, no. That was whenever we used to hang out in the middle of the night all the time. And we went to Sheetz, and I passed out in the Sheetz parking lot.
Yeah, we were running towards the car, and Andrew, like, full-blown ran, and I think I was behind you, or something like that.
It was Luke, like, you were somebody was holding the door open, and Luke was still inside of Sheetz, and, like, we were all heading out. Somebody said shotgun, and I was like, no, and I started running, racing whoever it was, and somebody was holding the door, and they saw Luke dart past them. And so they, like, look, and I'm on the ground in the Sheetz parking lot, and they, like, had to pull me out of the way of, like, that big-ass fucking truck that was pulling through.
Yeah, and one time, we were in the drive-thru. That was scary.
Oh, yeah. That wasn't fun.
Yeah, and I just grabbed the steering wheel. I was like, what? I can't put it in park.
You pushed my leg down. I was, in that, you know that, Enjoy's drive-thru? On 44, we were in there getting something, and we were just waiting in the car, and I ended up passing out, like behind the driver, like behind the wheel. I passed out, and my foot like came off the brake, like slowly because I passed out, and Daniel had like the car started going forward, and we almost rear-ended the dude in front of us, and Daniel just reached over and fucking pushed my leg down, and it pushed the brake again until I came to.
And I was freaking the fuck out. I had steering wheel one hand. And sitting like this, I was like staring at you, and then you finally came to. I was like, oh, it was so fucking scary. I was like, how am I going to explain to the person that driver just did that?
The driver just did that.
Because I don't pass out while I'm driving because I'm like distracted. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking at stuff. Like I've never passed out while I'm driving. I think it was just because we were sitting in the drive-thru and I was not paying attention to driving because we were sitting there, like, we were stopped, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I just wasn't paying attention, and, like, my mind wasn't really occupied, so it was like, now's the time!
And then recently, you almost fell out of my bed. That was scary, too.
When did that happen?
When I went and got you salt.
Oh, yeah.
Kylie was about to draw with my sister. And they were, like, looking up pictures and stuff. Kylie handed my sister her phone, and I went to go give Kylie a kiss. And as I leaned down to give her a kiss, she just plops over, leans forward, kind of almost headbutts me in the face. And so I grabbed her shoulders and I was like, oh shit, and I was like, I leaned her back. And I laid her, and I was like on top of her, kind of like with my hand on the back of her head and holding myself up like this until she came to. My little sister's freaking the hell out.
Will you tell me what's happening, please? Is she having a seizure? Will you tell me what's happening? I need an explanation.
You're just sitting over here when she comes to, just, how did she sleep?
I was like, good morning, baby, and
You
Olivia.
smell better when you're sleeping.
And my sister's just sitting there. Can you please explain to me what's happening? As she's passing out, and I'm like, you're gonna have to wait. I was like, I have to, like, I'm trying to make sure she's not, like, gonna fall over, Olivia, forwards onto my hardwood floor that has, like, nails sticking out of it. So,
you kiss better when you're unconscious.
And my sister's just, like, sitting there freaking out, and I was like, wait a minute. Just wait, dude. I was like, I'll explain it all to you as soon as she wakes up. And then, yeah, I got her salt. Did that pink Himalayan salt taste better than regular salt? Or did it taste not as good?
It was not good, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of guess so. My mom
I
buys
mean,
weird
it worked.
shit.
It did the job, but, like, it wasn't fun.
I really hope so. The sodium isn't fun.
Crap.
I remember the one time we had to, like, catch you whenever we were all hanging out. Because you walked, like, into the... I can't remember if we had the dining room there or not. But you walked in from, like, where the dining room is now, from the kitchen. And all of a sudden you just went, oh! And fell. And me and Andrew, like, full-on, like, dolphin dive for your ass. And your mom's like, huh? Turned around, saw us dolphin diving. Like, we were both, like, that far off the ground, stomach in the air, type shit. And Andrew got to you first, and I just, like, chin slid across the floor after landing. But we got you up. We didn't let you hit the ground, that was for sure. And then you got up, and my chin hurt. What are you doing?
Your mom.
Oh, that's nice.
Perfect. I don't know if you can read that, but I honestly don't care. What are the craziest adventures you want to try in your life?
Anything that has to do with Kylie.
Anything that has to do with fucking your mom.
Oh. I mean, that could work. My mom is lesbian.
If the roses are red, then why are the violets blue?
Roses are red, the grass is greener. When I think of you, I play with my wiener.
How do you hang toilet paper? Over or under?
Over.
If you do under, you can die.
Over and
Survival
then
of the fittest.
you fold. It goes over, and then you fold that one piece of toilet paper into a triangle. That's just the fancy way to do it. I'd like to do that
Triangle?
every day. I'd like to do that, but I don't.
What's your Wi-Fi password?
Gentlebird113.
Plainbird 700.
Why is the round pizzas come in square boxes?
Because then it wouldn't be a box. It'd be a circle.
Have you ever gone to a corner store and stolen a candy bar?
Yes.
I've not. I honestly don't remember. Never mind. I do remember stealing things, but not a candy bar.
I've stolen more than a candy bar.
I
I stolen a candy bar and other things all at one time, and then got arrested for it. But like, yeah.
I think the worst thing I did was put like a corner of a donut in my pocket.
A quarter or a corner?
Corner.
How'd you get a corner of a round donut?
I don't know. I reached into the thing and I ripped off a piece.
Absolutely, baby girl.
What would you do with $1 million?
Spoil the shit out of your sister.
Dude, you know what I want really bad? First of all, a house. I'd probably get a house. I'd get a yacht. Like some kind of boat. Like, it doesn't have to be a yacht, but like some kind of boat. I love boats. And I want to go like boating more. So like I've actually been thinking about that a lot recently. Like whenever I move out, I'm going to save up money for a boat.
I've been on a boat. I don't remember much about the boat, but I don't think I like boats. I've driven a speedboat. I remember that pretty clearly. I had fun with that. But big boats bother me.
Where was the most embarrassing place you ever farted?
None of them are really embarrassing because all of them are fucking funny. But I was in English class.
I was in English class.
And I had this teacher named Miss Raber that I hated. Raber.
Oh.
With a
And
B.
yeah, I fucking hated her. Like no matter how hard I tried, with my girlfriend at the time, she would do my essays and I'd still get Fs, and my girlfriend would get A's on every single one of her essays. But so we're sitting in class and I'm telling the teacher, oh, my stomach hurts so fucking bad, and all this shit. I'm like sitting there like doing the little hunch over, putting pressure on your stomach, and I was like, maybe I can squeeze one out and I'll feel better, thinking it would be silent. But I don't know. It's like, it's those chairs that are connected to the desks. Those things do not help out whenever you have to fart. Those things just project that motherfucker. And I'm sitting there and I'm going, oh, and everybody sees me fucking hunching over. And I'm sitting next to like 5 or 6 girls, and then there's a whole bunch of dudes on the other side of the room.
Were they cheerleaders?
No. And we were doing a test. And like we're supposed to all be silent. I thought it would be cool, it would be okay because we were allowed to listen to music and all this shit. But I let out the most ungodly fart ever. And I look around after I do this fart and all the dudes are staring at me. And I thought all the dudes would start laughing, but it was the dudes that were staring at me like, you're fucking gross. And all the girls were laughing. And all the girls had earbuds in. And they're sitting there fucking laughing, and my teacher goes, do you need to go check yourself? And I was like, no, but I feel a lot fucking better. But it vibrated the whole desk. Like, I felt my hands, like, leave the desk going, and I was fucking scared shitless. Because I thought that it was going to be way worse than that. But I was trying so hard to make it silent, but it did not work. I even one-cheeked it.
I've never been like caught farting anywhere. Like I've never had somebody like know that I farted, like in a public place.
I make sure people know.
I don't. I was in like class one time. I was in middle school. I was in like history class, Mr. Greco's class, and I didn't know I had to fart, and it like came out of nowhere, and so like there was no time to like try and hide it or nothing, and it just fucking came out, and my immediate reaction was to turn around and look at the person behind me. And like I got away with it too, because like everybody fucking turned towards my direction and then saw me staring at the person behind me like, you're gross, and they all thought it was the person behind me. And that is why Emma Springer hates me.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's because they all thought it was her for like 2 years. And everybody forgot about it eventually, but like I never told anybody it was me, and I straight got away with it. They all thought it was her, and they were like, she's fucking gross.
That's awesome. We had, I told you about Mr. Martin, my favorite math teacher. Mm-hmm. We were all, like, really close in his class, like, best friends, all of us, except Jazzy. Fuck her. But, we were all really close, and we were sitting in our little group. It was me, Ethan, Nate, Natty, Sometimer. He was the football player that we were really close with. And, Austin and, like, 3 other girls. We're all sitting doing our homework together. And, I stood up and I said, I have to fart, and I'm going to try to hide it. So I didn't, like, try to hide it. I tried to make it funny. So I grabbed my fucking books, and, like, the people were like, oh, drop your books and fart kind of thing.
So, you told me that story. I love this.
I dropped my books and tried to fart at the same time. I'm like, this is going to be awesome. And I dropped the books hit the floor, and then I fart.
This is going to be epic.
Did you hear it? He didn't fart at the same time he dropped the books.
It goes, pow!
It's just the cushion to your books landing.
And the fart was louder than the book slamming. So
it's just
yeah, for a small dude, like, I'm pretty fucking small. That was, like, another one of, like, the ungodly farts I had. Teacher was sitting in the front of the room and just does one of those stares. You, like, know those stares where you're like, you know you got into the deep shit. He was like, you good?
Peeks out of glasses.
Yeah, and, like, right after that, we started talking about video games. So, like, acted like nothing happened. But I farted like that in his class a lot.
We were on that topic for too long. Has someone caught you dancing in front of the mirror?
Yes, your sister has.
Oh, you want to hear the most embarrassing story of my lifetime?
Sure.
But, like, it's the, you know, like that whenever you lay down to go to bed and your brain starts playing memories and it just makes you want to fucking cry, like the embarrassing ones? That's the one that always fucking plays in my head, and I literally, like, sometimes start bawling my eyes out. Because I was, 6, maybe? Like, 6 or 7. And it was in Grandma's old guest room where she had that big-ass, old-ass desktop computer. And we would, like, play Minesweeper on it and shit. Because there wasn't much you could do on it. All I had was the Internet Explorer. And
Danny,
I was
where's the
up
black
there
microphone?
listening to what,
Where's the black microphone?
I was up there in Grandma's, like, old guest bedroom on her old computer listening to, fucking, what was it? It was, by Nicki Minaj. Super Bass by Nicki Minaj.
Super bass.
And I had decided that I wanted to learn the choreography that she does in the music video. And so I start, like, I don't know if you've ever seen Super Bass's music video, but it's a very sexual, like, grinding on stuff. Like, I don't know, I thought I was gonna look hot at 7 years old. And so, like, I start doing this dance in my grandma's guest bedroom thinking I'm all alone. And then suddenly I hear a noise. And I'm, like, 3/4 of the way through this fucking song thinking I'm looking hot because I'm doing all this, like humping shit. Like, I'm looking hot, bro. And I hear a noise, and I turn, and Lexi is standing in the closet staring at me, and she had been there the entire time. I cried so hard. Like, I was so up. She went downstairs and told everybody. And my family would not leave me alone about it for, like, 10 years. It was insane. I was like, you guys are so fucking annoying.
Why would she
like,
just be
sometimes I still
standing
think
in the
about
closet?
Because she wanted to, I guess she wanted to, like, scare me. She was going to pop out and, like, scare me. But then I started doing what I was doing, trying to look hot or whatever, doing this fucking dance. And so, like, whenever I looked over, she was covering her mouth and, like, trying her hardest not to laugh, like, her ass off. And I was like, uh-oh. Like, at that point I knew I fucked up. But that was, like, the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to me in my life. I hate it so much.
Most embarrassing thing that happened to me would have to be at youth camp. So youth camp was you had to be finished with 3rd grade to go there with them, and I didn't finish 3rd grade, but since my grandpa wanted me to go really fucking bad, he convinced the pastor to let me go. So I go to youth camp. There's like, there's this comedian that comes and like does like a magic trick or whatever, and then talks about God right afterward. And there was this girl that was in our group, and she got sick. I didn't know she was puking, but I don't even know why this was so embarrassing for me. But to this day, I'm like, ugh, that gives me a cringe, because I go up behind this girl and I start like patting her back and trying to talk to her, not knowing she's puking her brains out. And I'm like, hey, what are you doing? Hey, did you see what that guy did? And then she turns around and fucking like projectile pukes sideways, not hitting me or anything. But then I'm like, oh, and the pastor is just standing there like waiting for me to figure out that she's fucking puking. And that was like, I have no idea why, but that embarrassed me so bad. I'm like, oh, that's great. I just did that.
That's great.
Me being fucking short and fat too. That was also one of the reasons why it embarrassed me so much. I was like, a short fat kid just did that.
Obviously. If I were to fail my driver's test, which part of the test would I fail?
Speed limit.
What?
Fail
speed limit.
maneuverability because you don't know how to back that ass up.
I know how to back that ass up.
I would go over the speed limit all the time. I have a lead foot.
I like these next
Me
questions.
too.
You ready?
Hmm.
What would you call a male ladybug?
A lady dude.
A lady dude?
A lady
lady
dude.
Be a dude bug.
A dude bug, but no, lady dude,
like a
because
June
that
bug.
sounds funnier.
June beetle? Whatever.
Dude bug.
Do you like pineapple on your pizza?
Absolutely not.
I'm not against pineapple on
I've
pizza,
never had it.
but I won't consider it a pizza after you put pineapple on it.
You put pineapple on it to sub.
If you put pineapple on it, it's just fucking.
I want to try it. I've never tried it.
it's a pineapple marinara
Marinara.
pineapple fucking pizza sauce pie.
I've put pineapple on like a pizza sub, but I've never tried it on pizza.
Then it's not pizza.
I don't like pineapple in general. That's like the only fruit I really won't eat other than cantaloupe.
I'll force myself to eat pineapple just because
Your mic
of.
is really quiet.
Am I not close
Oh,
enough
there
to
you
it?
go.
There we go. I gotta touch it.
Touch me
I would like to.
all over, just not my bum hole.
It's not my bum hole.
Don't touch my poop chute.
Have you ever been caught cheating on a test?
Yes, I
Yes.
have.
I actually was so
almost
super stupid
was.
about it. It was in Mr. Tosh's class. It was 6th grade, I think, and it was a history class, or like he taught history and English, so I don't know which one it was. But I had like the fucking practice like packet he had given us. Like the day before the test, he was like, "Go home and finish this, and then we're gonna take the test on it tomorrow." And I had it like in my pile of papers, like my books and shit that were sitting on my desk, and I kept like sneakily like pulling it out, looking at answer, pushing it back in, writing down the answer, and about halfway through the test, I look up and he's staring at me, and I was like, and then he was like, "Come here," and like did the little like "come here" finger that the teachers do, and I walked over and he was like, "Will you go get what you were looking at just now?" And I was like, "I wasn't looking at anything except for the test." And he was like, "Go get what you were looking at." And so I came back with a fucking like math paper and handed it to him. And he was like, "This wasn't what you were looking at." And I was like, "It was. I have a math test next class." And so I was like, "I'm worried about it. And, you know, this stuff is easy and I know it. So I figured I could just kind of study while I do my test." And he was like, "Yeah, that's the stupidest excuse I've ever heard in my life. Go get what you were looking at." And I brought him the fucking packet. Was like, "This is what I was looking at." And he was like, "You get detention for lying to me." And I was like, "Okay."
I was never caught.
I got caught once.
I had my phone, and we were doing a math test, and I had the formulas in my lap, and I wasn't caught.
You want to know a good way of doing things?
I had my phone, like right here, and I was sitting like this whenever I wanted the answers. I went.
Oh, I used to do that in high school. I never got caught after that. Was the only time I've ever been caught cheating on a test, and I did it constantly. I used to cheat in math class for some unknown reason. Like, I'd forget certain formulas because there were like so many of them. And here's a trick for whenever you get to high school: they make you either sign out like calculators, or they make you buy your own. Like the beginning of the year, they say this is what you need. Like whenever they give you the paper for what you need for class, it'll have like an expensive ass calculator on it. And I never got my own, but I'd sign it out, and then before the test started, I write it on the inside of the lid of the calculator, so that whenever I opened it, all I had to do was look at the back, and all the formulas were written right there. And then I wrote it in pencil, just so I could erase it afterwards, and then I put my calculator back.
Nice. I got caught in 2nd grade cheating, and I wrote the answers in the palm of my hand.
Classic.
So I was like, "Oh, nice." Teacher walks by me as I open my hand, and it's written like each answer is like written down all the way down my finger, and like all that stuff. It was only the extended response ones, so because multiple choice I didn't give a shit about. But like I open my hand, and Miss Kaprzinski is like right behind me, and I just didn't know like she was behind me, but as soon as I opened my hand, I felt like that chill that you get like someone was watching me, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And she tapped me on the shoulder, and she's like, "What you doing there, huh?" And I was like, "My test." And she's like, Yeah, and took my test, and I got a 0. So, like, she didn't look at my hand or anything. She knew I cheated and just didn't see what answers I actually wrote down because it was only 5 fucking answers. But I got a 0. And I was so upsetty spaghetti about it.
You know what I used to do? I would wear like loose, like shorts or like a skirt or something like the day before, like the day of the test, and I would write on a piece of paper, like the night before, all the answers to the test, and then I would tape it to like the inside of my shirt, so I could flip my shirt up, and there was a piece of paper like taped to it on the inside, and then I'd flip my shirt back down. That was pretty good.
I don't know. I once had this really mean teacher. One time, like, usually when I'm taking a test, I'll, like, doze off and, like, look up at the ceiling or something. And she, like walked behind me and just pushed the back of my head so I was looking at the test. And I'm just...
Who was that?
I don't know. I think it was Miss Frank.
Oh, she was a bitch.
Do you know Mr. Vogley?
Oh!
He threw a chair
Love
at me.
him. He also, was not a good person.
I love him. He also killed 4 people.
No, I love him because the story of Mr. Vogley is hilarious. Like, it's just so fun. He didn't get fired, but he showed the Turn Down for What music video in class that had naked chicks in it and twerking and stuff. And he had seen it before. He
Like
already
6 times that day.
Yeah, he knew what was in it, but he played it for every class and was like, "Oh, watch this! I found this funny video. Watch," and like made every class watch it. And everybody already hated Mr. Vogley.
This one you can... That one, the black one, you can hear everything. And I don't like it. You can hear it breathing.
It smells funny.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay. But he showed it to like everybody, and nobody liked him already because he was just such an asshole. Like, he was throwing stuff at people. He had these like little pencil cases, like the plastic like pencil boxes, and he would keep in them like scissors. Each one had a pair of scissors, a glue stick, like just stuff that we might need for class. And then you could like use one if we had like a project or something. You just go over there and grab a box and use the stuff that was in it. And one day while we were sitting, like, I think we were taking a test or something, but he went to the back of the room and started looking through those pencil cases, and every one of them that was missing something, missing the pair of scissors or the glue stick or whatever, he would shut and then throw against the wall. Like, he yeeted that bitch against the wall next to him, and every one of them was missing something. And so it was just for straight, like, 10 minutes. He would hear it open, close, slam. Open, close, slam. Like, he started fucking throwing them hard. And, like, he was just an asshole to everybody. And so as soon as, like, if it were any other teacher that showed, like, the Turn Down for What music video, would have been fine. But nobody liked him at that point. So everybody reported him to the principal, to their parents. They had parents calling in, talking about, my kid saw this video, I don't want blah, 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 blah. And so he got suspended. We had a substitute for like 2 weeks, and then he still hadn't come back, and we found out it was because he quit, because if he quit while he was suspended, it didn't go on his teaching record. And so he just quit and was like, never mind, I'm not coming back then. And so then we had to like switch fucking teachers, and the next one wasn't even any better. She was kind of a bitch too, but it was hilarious. Like, it was just so funny, and I was like, bye, Mr. Vogley, you suck. He hated me for some reason. He thought I wrote fuck on his board, and I didn't. Like, somebody wrote the F word, like, big as hell. I had that same problem with Mr. Everhart. Like, I was in trouble for everything. Everything that happened in his classroom that, like, he didn't know who it was me. And it was the same with Mr. Vogley. And I was like, I have no problem with you. Like, since the beginning of the year, both of them were just like, I bet you did that, huh? And I was like, no! Somebody wrote, I love Justin Bieber on Mr. Everhart's floor. And I was doing a project, and I was like, hey... And he was like, spread yourselves out across the room or whatever with your partner, work on this project. And we chose over by the door. And I was sitting there, and I just happened to look down, and it says, I love Justin Bieber in Sharpie. And he happens to walk over because he's going out the door. He's going to talk to some teacher, do something. I don't know. And I was like, hey, just so you know, it says I love Justin Bieber on your floor. And he was like, yeah, somebody told me you did that. I was like, you just found out about it now. Like, and why would I tell you if I did it? That makes absolutely no sense. And then I went to the...
I would have put my lap over it and covered it up or something.
I went to the fucking bathroom one time, dude, in Mr. Everhart's class, and this chick named Carrie, who, like, moved schools, like, 2 years later. I still follow her on Instagram, but I have no idea what the fuck she's up to now.
she was using the bathroom, right? And there was this problem. Some girl kept going in there and going into a stall, locking the door, and then crawling out under it so that all the doors were locked. And she was in there. I went in there. I went to the bathroom. I came out, washed my hands. She came out while I was washing my hands. And we talked for a minute. Like, we were cool with each other. And so we kind of joked for a second. And then we walked back into the classroom. And then I see her walk over to Mr. Everhart, all the while, like, looking at me. She whispers something to Mr. Everhart and then walks away and, like, looks over and, like, smiles at me. And I was like, what the fuck was that? And then all of a sudden, Mr. Everhart stands up and is like, Kylee, I've been told that you're locking the stall doors and climbing out so that they're all locked. I was like, excuse me? Like, what? No, I didn't do that. I was just in the bathroom with you, and I did not do that. Like, I don't know why you're just saying shit to say shit. I thought we were chill. Like, I'm confused. But, like, Mr. fucking Vogley was the same way. He was like, I know you wrote it. I was like, I didn't write it.
You know, Mr. Benson, 5th grade teacher, math teacher.
Yeah, big bald dude.
Yeah, you know the.
I didn't have him, but he had a loud ass voice. Like, he would start yelling at people, and I could hear him across the hall.
I was one of those people, but how it started was, you know, the English teacher on that side. No, not the English teacher. History teacher on that side. I can't remember her name at the moment because I never liked her. She was a huge bitch. So one day this was like this was the year I got diagnosed. So like we were still figuring shit out, and I was really like, my stomach was really upset, and that she wanted us to do a math game to prepare for this test in Mr. Benson's class. And so I didn't feel good, so I put my head down, and every time it was my turn, I said, I don't want to do it. My head hurts or my stomach hurts, whatever was hurting. She got pissed, and like she was like, so you're just not gonna take advantage of this opportunity I'm giving you to study and all this shit? Grabs me by the arm, drags me into the fucking hallway to Mr. Benson's room, and then tells Mr. Benson that I'm just refusing to do this. And she has him fucking yell at me for 45 minutes with his door open right in front of his class that he's teaching. And like it went on to past the end of the day because I had her last period. And I just got bitched at and screamed at by Mr. Benson because this teacher did not want to let me go to the nurse's office. Instead, she wanted me to study for this math test that I failed anyway. I didn't get a single question right. And,
because you didn't study.
Yeah. And,
That's
like,
how Mr. Everhart was that same year.
Mm-hmm.
He was an asshole. Like, you know how we had the whole Friday fun thing?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Well, I was never able to go just because that was, like, the year where I started not liking school. I loved school all throughout, like, kindergarten through 4th grade. But, like, 5th grade is the year I started, like, just not really giving a shit. And so I was never in Friday fun because I had marks for shit, didn't do my homework, talking in class, whatever. And, he would fucking come out, like, into the room that everybody who had to miss Friday fun was sitting in and working on their schoolwork or whatever. And he would start screaming at all of them. Like, he took his turn. Like, everybody got a turn to get screamed at by Mr. Everhart. And he would get, like, literally centimeters from your face and yell. Like, scream. It was not fun. And I was the one that pissed him off because the first time he got in my face, I was like, you need to back the fuck up. And he was like, oh, you're in trouble, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, and you need to back the fuck up. Like, you need to get out of my face before I punch you. And he was like, you're not going to hit me. I'll send you to the fucking principal's office. And I was like, try me. I will hit you. Like, I'm not kidding. I will punch you in your mouth. Get away from me. You can yell, but from over there. Like, I don't care what you say to me, but it needs to be out of my face.
I've never attended a Friday fun. Not once.
I think I got to, like, 2 or 3 times.
I would sneak out a lot for the Friday funs.
Lucky. Mr. Everhart was my wrestling coach. One of the 3 wrestling coaches. And because Hayden Virtue was a fucking bitch.
Oh my god, Hayden. I loved watching him get yelled at in class because he would, like, wouldn't put his book down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that happened constantly. He'd be, like, reading in class, and the teacher would try to ask him a question, he wouldn't respond. And he would just keep reading his book. And they'd be like, Hayden, I need you to put your book away. And he would start crying. Like, it was hilarious. Like, I felt kind of bad for him, like, in the later years, because we figured out, like, he, you know, had issues, autism and stuff like that. But, like, at the time, it was the funniest shit. Because I'd be like, dude, just put the book down. Like, I don't know what your issue is.
Something kind of like that happened, because I was in wrestling with Hayden, Lathan, and, like, Ryan Shepard and all those people. And, so, we're at the beginning of wrestling. We're supposed to do like laps, and one of these like Hayden refused to do laps. He like would do that constipation, trying not to run kind of thing, run. And this one day, he decided that he wasn't going to run, and we all had to do planks for the entire wrestling practice, which was 3 hours. And after it was done, we all decided, oh, we all fucking hate Hayden. Next wrestling practice, Hayden decides that he's going to pretend and fall and hurt himself. And instead of anybody stopping the sprints, we just start jumping over him. And he's sitting there curled up in the fetal position. We're all jumping over him because nobody's going to fucking stop for the dude that got us planks last practice. And we all jump over him. Everyone's laughing, like, ha ha, that's funny and shit. Hayden starts bawling his eyes out. Nobody hits him. Nobody lands on him or anything. Because, like, we all know that Hayden's, like, the biggest baby, you know.
Yeah.
And so we're all continuing to do this. And then when sprints come, Lathan decides to be the biggest dick ever and trip over Hayden. Lands directly on Hayden, all his weight on Hayden. And doesn't get in trouble or anything, but Hayden bawls his eyes out, and he gets his mom to pick him up. And I don't know if you've never met Hayden's mom.
Yeah.
She is crazy.
She is.
She like called the cops on us for walking on her side of the street whenever we had Livia and Jackson and like all this stupid ass shit. But she comes and she like automatically thinks it's me because Hayden, him, and Lathan were friends. But she starts yelling at me, and I was like, yeah, I didn't do it. And she's like, yeah, you fucking did. And all this shit, screaming at me, getting like all up in my face kind of shit. And I was like, if you really think it was me, you can talk to my mom. And my mom's like on her way there. And she was like, no, I don't need to talk to your fucking mom because I know it was you and all this shit. And I was like, well, if you think it was me, you should talk to my mom because nothing's going to change if you just keep on yelling at me. I was like, I'm a kid. What can you do to me?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not your kid. And I was like, the principal can't do anything about it because, one, there's no cameras for you to check. I was like, you need to talk to my mom. And she just refused. And she just starts screaming and screaming and screaming. My mom shows up, instantly stops. Stops yelling, stops screaming, starts talking all sweetly to me. And it's like, oh, I hope you drive home safe and all that shit. And acts like nothing fucking happened. Never talks to me again. Hayden's not allowed to talk to me. I didn't care about that because Hayden fucking stole my shit all the time. But she was the biggest asshole ever. And no reason at all. And Hayden was the one who usually instigated most of the shit. But I've never ever started anything with Hayden. Hayden always started something with me. Like, we got in fights on the bus and shit. Hayden had like, he tried to like literally kill me one time. That was kind of fucking crazy. Over a Nerf gun, by the way. He broke my Nerf gun and got mad about it. And like, he went to like, I don't know what the fuck he was doing, but he was sitting there just going on the fucking on the rail on it, and it snapped the spring inside of it, and I was pissed. So he chucks it at me for me getting mad at him for breaking my shit, and then like full like, I don't know how the fucker moves so fast, but he was on my back like choke holding me, trying to literally kill my ass. And Lathan's sitting there going like, get him, get him, get him, get him, and all that shit. And I'm like, and like people would just like sit there and watch me get my ass beat all the time when I was in like 5th, 6th grade. And then fucking move schools, Danny turns into badass. Nothing happens ever again to him like that. But Louisville, that's when I got my ass beat all the fucking time. And it's usually because multiple people were trying to like fucking fuck me up. My sister would watch and laugh too, and then beat them up afterward instead of stopping it.
Where did this come from? Like, what question was this?
Cheating on a test. We started talking about teachers, and we started talking about
Danny getting his ass
students.
kicked.
In your opinion, never mind. I don't want to read that question. Can you show me the hidden apps on your phone?
You're not gonna
Hidden
want to know
apps?
what's in mine, but right here. Not there. Right here.
I have a keepsafe, but it has like.
But you don't want
it's
to know
for
what's in
apps?
there. No, it's for pictures and videos.
Oh.
I have a keepsafe.
That's
and
the only real secret I have, I guess.
Mine's
That
not,
and my eyes only on Snapchat that has a password, but
My eyes only just has a ton of everything.
Oh, I can't show you my phone's dead anyway.
Has a ton of what?
I'm kidding.
I have Keep Safe on my phone too, but the only thing that's in there is old homecoming pictures and a video of me at homecoming looking really upset because at that point that was when my anxiety is really bad, and I don't know why Jesse took a video of me being upset. But I have homecoming pictures and a video of me looking like shit.
I wish somebody would have got a video of me whooping the fuck out of Kirsten.
Or Dakota.
Which Kirsten?
Fine.
Oh, that would have been so
Or
Because
Dakota.
me and Andrew went to fucking homecoming together, and I think it was homecoming. It was like the spring fling. I don't know, one of those little dances. It wasn't like prom, but it was like one of the little dances we had. And me and Andrew went together, and we're hanging out the whole time. It's whatever. And then Andrew shows me his phone, and Kirsten had like started blowing him up because she was there and she like saw us together. It was right after they broke up, and we started dating. And she had started like texting him like, "Oh, it's okay. She's just keeping my seat warm. Like, y'all don't have to keep up this charade. Like, I know you don't want to be with her and you want to be with me. So like, it's okay. Like, she'll find out eventually." And so I text her from Andrew's phone, and I'm like, "I don't want to be like pretending to be Andrew," and she didn't know it was me. Still doesn't. I was like, "I don't want to be with you. I don't like you. I don't want you to talk to me. Like, stop texting me." And she got all kinds of fucking butthurt. And we were standing like by the entrance / exit, whatever, and she went to go walk past all mad, like she had been crying or whatever. And I was like, bye-bye. And she came over and like pushed me and was like, "What'd you say?" I was like, "I said bye," and I punched her, and we were standing right next to the security guard. And so he just like, right as I like punched her, he whipped us apart, and she was like, "Ah!" And I was like, "Leave." And she left.
I fixed it.
And then Andrew started having like a whole panic attack and shit because he was upset.
I fixed the microwave.
Cool. What's the next question?
Want to use this one? It's clearer now.
You know, this is clear. Tears. You like man tears, Kylie?
All around me are familiar.
Is it better?
Oh, that's good.
Ooh.
he had like a mental orgasm about that. Ooh, that's good.
It's so smooth. It's like, and like at the same time.
It makes you just wanna.
What are 3 items you might purchase at the grocery store to get strange looks from the cashier?
Condoms.
Yeah.
Oh my
Or
god.
really, or like those like 4 feet dicks.
I actually did do something that gave me weird looks from Dollar General. So I didn't have condoms at the time, and I was trying to get down and dirty that night, inviting Jesse over. So I called Dollar General, and I asked him, "Hey, you got condoms in stock?" And everybody in the store knows me, but didn't know that I called. So I called, and they're like, "Yeah, we got blah, blah, blah in stock," and stuff like that. I walked to Dollar General and walk in, and as soon as I walk up with the box of condoms, I get the weirdest look from Scott. Scott is like this long-haired dude with a beard. Every time you ask him how he is, he's like, "I don't want to think about it." And so I walk up with this box of condoms, and he looks at me and then goes and pats the counter twice, and then goes, "What are you doing tonight?" And I was like, "You know, the usual and all that stuff." And he's like, "You're the one that called, huh?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "Yeah, I think you were." And I was like, "No, you don't know who it was. No." And he was like, "Okay, I see how it's gonna be." And rings the shit up. And he goes, he tried to be an asshole. And he's like, "Can I see your ID?" And I was like, "You don't need an ID to buy condoms." He's like, "I know." And I was like, "Okay." And I just paid for the condoms and I left. And he was like, "Hope you get lucky tonight." And I was like, "Great. Now I have this to look forward to every time I walk in the Dollar General." And
Go to
find out
Rite
all the condoms were expired.
Oh, that sucks.
They smelled really fucking
The
bad.
The weirdest fucking looks I got at a store is when I was dating that old man, Frimble. And he was really into like skirts and like thigh high like fishnets and stockings and stuff like that, right? And so I decided I was gonna surprise him with this whole outfit I had put together. It was like a tank top, like a plaid skirt that made me look like a schoolgirl, like thigh-high stockings, and my really tall high heel like hooker boots that I had, and they were like also like thigh-high, and so they covered the stockings. That was gonna be like the surprise. So I was gonna take my boots off, and I was gonna have like stockings on or whatever, right? But I needed condoms. I was out. And so I went to Giant Eagle, because I was living at my apartment. And I went to Giant Eagle in this whole outfit, and I buy condoms and lube. And I walk up to the cash register, and everybody is fucking staring at me. Everybody's looking at me weird. Like, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I get I'm buying, like, sexy stuff, but, like, people do that all the time. Like, why is everybody looking at me like that? What I didn't realize until probably like the next day or so is that everybody in that bitch thought I was a prostitute. 100%. I was wearing a short ass like schoolgirl skirt, a fucking tank top that went real low, and thigh high boots with like 3-inch heels. Everybody in that bitch probably thought I was a prostitute, and I didn't realize that until like 2 days later. And I was like, that's why they were looking at me weird. They thought I was going to sell my body. Like, I was
At
like,
least
no, I
they're
just
a
have a 40-year-old
prostitute that
boyfriend
used
that's into weird
protection.
shit. I'm sorry.
Have you bought anything that made people give you weird looks?
I was there when Logan bought condoms, and they looked at me weirdly because I was trying to make it not awkward.
Oh, they thought you guys were both gonna.
Because Logan bought condoms, and I was like, I'm gonna stay back so they don't think we're like gang banging.
They probably thought that you were going to with that.
Yeah, but it was like a 3-pack, and Logan's just like, yeah, can I just get these? And I'm just like, bro, they've got Hershey bars.
Oh. What?
Yeah, you're buying like weird shit. But, like, look over here, they have candy.
I went one time whenever Sean found out that I was gonna lose my virginity. He took me to I don't know if it was Dollar General, but he took me to like some store, and he bought me a fucking 24-pack of condoms. And the entire time he's making gay jokes and all this shit, trying to make like ease it up and shit. But he literally basically convinced every person in that store that he was about to get fucked by me. And I was just like walking through the store like, and all this shit. And he's
Who
like,
was it?
Sean,
Oh, yeah.
senior, junior. And this was right before this was when we still lived. Like, he moved out of Sean's house and had his own place, and I went to go visit him, and he heard that I got with Jesse and all this stuff. And he's like, oh, you're about to get it, and all this shit. Because we were, like, best fucking friends. And we go to the store that's closest to where he lives, and we're, like, we walk there. He's making jokes. A whole bunch of ghetto people walk past us, and they're laughing because Sean's, like, big, flamboyant, and, like, all crazy dude. And he's like, oh, yeah, Danny's gonna get it tonight, all this shit. And we get into the store, whole attitude changes. From being, like, proud of me to being... you want to get busy tonight, baby, and all this shit. And he buys the condoms, and he's like, shake the box, and he's like, yes. And goes down the aisles, and he's like, full on strutting, like, I'm about to get shit. And we pull up to the counter, and he's like, yeah, I'm about to fuck my man tonight. Slaps the fucking condoms on the fucking counter. And when he slaps the condoms on the counter, the lady that's about to ring him up just collapses and is on the floor in the fetal position, just laughing, covering her face and laughing. And it's about like 5 minutes, and Sean starts laughing because she's laughing, and I'm sitting there like, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
And she finally gets back up. Her makeup is fucking ruined. Her eyeliner's like dripping and all that shit because she was laughing so hard. Sean is still fucking laughing, and she finally brings up the shit, and we leave, and he's still snickering about this shit, and he's like, how'd that make you feel, baby? As we're walking out, and I was like, I feel like I don't know you.
Yeah.
And we walked out, and we walked all the way back, and that was the quietest walk home I've ever had with any person that I was best friends with. But he made me feel so fucking awkward. Nice Discord server.
Huh? Fine. I messaged everyone on Discord that I was streaming, but okay.
When we started.
But I didn't want to.
Yeah, you should have done that when we started.
Well, I don't give a shit.
Okay.
Balls.
But
Pee-pee butt. Get over here, boy.
I'm gonna tell the Demogorgon.
I'm gonna
Eat
tell
my
the
ass.
Demogorgon to eat my pee-pee suck.
Cut it out, pee-pee suck.
And now we all sound like squeaky people.
My ears, that hurts my ears. How are you doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
We should try that like high voice on helium.
I sound like a minion. You sound like my sister. Whoa. Step, bro. Sweet home Alabama. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-da-bow. I'm coming on to you.
Coming on to you.
I'm coming on you.
So is the Demogorgon?
Oh, there's different settings. I pressed it again and now our voices are really deep. Oh
For
my
$69.69,
god.
you can buy 4 piles of Barbara.
For about $4.59, you can buy my pubic hairs.
There's another one. Whoa. When the moon hits your eyes like a big piece of pie, that's amore.
When your moon hits the moon like a moon in the moon, that's a moon. In that episode of Rick and Morty when Summer turned really big and inside out, that's what you sound like.
Really? That's kinda cool.
When the moon hits your moon and the moon is the moon, that's a moon. When the moon hits the moon like a moon in the moon. When the moon hits the moon like a moon.
In the moon, that's the moon.
Oh, I sound sexy. Get over here, baby. I'm gonna be whispering in your ear.
Daniel. I'd like to speak to the manager, please. It is Mayor.
Oh yeah. When the moon hits your moon like a moon in the moon, that's the moon. Oh. Female voice.
I can hear the Able sisters being played back to me in a female voice, and I don't like it. I'm about to get some hit.
Yes, sir. All right, we're going to bed.
Okay.
Night, y'all.
All right, so everyone, thanks for not coming to the stream.
I'm sure we'll be back.
No, we won't. Wait. I need better music.
Are you gonna stay on the podcast
No, I need better music.
for next time? Next time on Dragon Ball Z. Will Steven get head? Possibly.
All right. Bye.
Thanks for coming to the stream. See you next stream.
Goodbye to the one viewer who still hasn't said
Goodbye
anything.
to the one viewer that hasn't said anything. He's probably fallen asleep. I can smell you.
I can smell you.
I can smell you.
You can't get too far away.
Come over here and suck my butt cheeks. Yeah.
Come over here and suck my cheeks. Where are they?
Hang up that phone call. Come and kiss me on my
Mouth.
I'm feeling romantical.
You better hang up that computer call. Come over here and kiss me on my hot mouth.
I'm feeling romantical.
I'm feeling romantical.
Romantical.
All right, we gotta go. Daniel's gonna go fuck your sister.
In the butt. Just kidding.
All right. Make sure to and if you're seeing on this on YouTube, make sure to subscribe. And you can, if you have Prime, you can
Subscribble, my nigga.
If you have Amazon Prime, you can sub for free. Just go down and press sub with Prime, and you can Prime.
My outro is true. I didn't lie to your YouTube. I'm Robert Downey Jr. and I'm here to fuck your sister.
I'm Robert Downey Jr. and I'm here to fuck your sister.
I did fuck your sister. Did I give her a blister? Possibly. Maybe not. You'll never know.
I know, and the answer is no.
Damn it.
Damn it.
And now we just...
God damn it, Bobby, put your clothes on.
That sounded so good through this. Do that again.
Just give me one.
No, put them both in. It sounds even better. Oh, shit.
Stop dropping it.
Stop, drop, and roll. My name's Hank Hill, and I'm gonna... I can't talk and do it at the same time. It does sound good.
so good.
My name's Hank Hill, and I'm here to sell you WD-40 and propane accessories. God damn it, Bobby, put your clothes on.
God damn it, Bobby, put your...
Is that a weed plant in your closet?
Dude, that sounds so good.
Boy, pull your pants up. I can see Pinocchio and he is
He's
telling the truth.
Boy, pull your pants up. I can see Pinocchio, and he is telling the truth.
The scariest thing in that store is that a dick that small's in my gene pool. All right. Peace.
Bye.
Peace out to the one.
See you later, little boys. I'll give us some candy.
Okay. Peace out to the one and the multiple from YouTube. I'll see you next stream and goodbye.